Welcome into Tips for Gamers. Today we're going to show you guys how to scout and draft X-Factor quarterbacks in Madden 23 franchise mode. Now there's no way to guarantee that you're going to get an X-Factor or superstar quarterback, but we're going to show you the best tools for you to be able to know exactly what traits your quarterback's going to have, what to look for to see if he is an actual good quarterback for user play, simulation, and we're going to break it all down for you guys to where you'll never draft a crappy quarterback again. So we also want you guys to know we have a cheat sheet on our site with all the stuff that we are going to be showing you here, so you guys could go to that and be able to, just know everything about the quarterback depending on what you read and what you see. So first thing is first, do you guys need to have the best scouts possible for quarterback? No, you don't. This is what your scouts can look like, and honestly, in our Houston Texans rebuild, we tested it. We didn't pick any of the scouts or even choose the region, and we ended up having 2 X-Factor guys from that draft. We drafted a guy who was an X-Factor right out of the gate, a strong safety. If you guys want to watch that rebuild, it was absolutely insane. And then we also drafted another guy who either was a rookie as an X-Factor, which is harder for me to believe to draft 2 of those guys, but at the end of the day, it's a moot point because he became an X-Factor at the end of the year. So that draft produced 2 X-Factor players within 1 year. Okay, so that was pretty phenomenal. But with quarterback, I'll never, and I'm going to draft quarterbacks this year, but I'm never going to put a tier 3 scout as a quarterback scouter. It's just not going to happen because it's useless. We're going to show you how to look at these guys and what to look for to be able to determine how good they are, and we're going to have it with a tier 1 scout. So this is what we have. Our tier 3 scout is going to be a national scout. He scouts safety and wide receiver. Why is this? Well, safety covers both free safety and strong safety. And those positions in and of themselves can also play cornerback. They can also play outside linebacker, both right and left, and Mike linebacker. If you're running the Buffalo Bills defense, they have pass coverage, middle linebacker, and pass coverage right outside linebacker with a run stopper, left outside linebacker. You can find those linebackers. Even in a 3-4 system, you could still find guys that can play linebacker as a safety. They're usually faster, they're better at covering, and then you can work on their tackling and what have you. The wide receiver position is the most deadly position of any of the positions because on offense, because of the reason that you can play them at wide receiver, obviously. They're really good at tight end, and they're really good at halfback if you draft a slot receiver. For our tier 2, we have outside linebacker and interior line. Well, the interior line, we're basically, with all of these guys, we're doing spread, right? We're just casting a wide net and we're picking these guys up because the interior line's not the offensive tackle. Offensive tackle is right and left tackle, right? The interior line goes center, right guard, left guard. So you're getting a 3-for-1. And those guys can play anywhere on the offensive line. We've done it plenty of times and won many Super Bowls doing that. Outside linebacker plays all the linebacker positions and can play both right end and left end. Okay, so you're covering multiple different things. All right, quarterback, we do quarterback and tight end. Running back, offensive tackle, D-end, D-tackle for our 1-star guys. Real simple, keep it easy, and you'll be good to go. So for your regions, you don't have to be perfect. Just be as good as you can be here. So for nationally, we always do our tier 3 scout because you might as well put the best guy, 25% efficiency boost for safety and wide receiver. It's worked out really well for us. For the West here, we're just choosing a guy that's up there on the strengths, and we kind of looked over the top prospects. That's what you should be doing. But once again, you shouldn't have to think that you have to be perfect, right? Because the weaknesses here is center. Well, we still have the right guard, the left guard, and there are plenty of good centers out there that you can figure out, how good they are and be able to draft them even if it's one of the weaknesses. Okay, and then you got strengths here up the Northeast region. There's a lot of quarterbacks. So we got, 3 of them that are in the top 11 projected. So we got to choose that for quarterback. Southeast, we're going defensive end and defensive tackle. And you're seeing 5% efficiency boost for your 1-star guys, 15% for your 2-star, and then your national guy has a 25% efficiency boost. Okay, so don't try to be perfect on this. Just try to be as good as you can be. All right, so guys, remember we do have the cheat sheet on our site that tells you all of the player traits of any quarterback just from the player notes that you see. So first things first, I ignore the arrows. I don't care if the arrows are going up and they're green. I don't care if the arrows are going down and they're red. I also look at how many guys are projected and where. Typically, you're going to see around 2 to 1 quarterbacks in the top 5. So this is a really good draft class for quarterbacks. It's probably the best I've ever seen, just from looking at the outside in right now. And I'm not even truly opening the hood yet to see how good these guys actually are. But even this potentially undrafted guy looks amazing. Okay, and a lot of guys are going to look immediately to the right and see the deep accuracy, the mid, the short, and the throw under pressure. And they're going to try to determine who's good based upon that. And that is not an easy assessment because look at this improviser here, potentially undrafted. Well, what makes him less valuable than this guy if that's just what you're applying? You know, there's more to it. There's a lot more to it. So one thing I want you guys to start doing, and I want you guys to test yourself on this. I want you guys to look over these players when you're scouting them after this video, and I want you to not look at their archetype. And rather, I would like you to guess what their archetype is, because that's when you start knowing. When you start guessing what their archetype is, you got these quarterbacks pegged. And I also want you to understand what makes a good quarterback a good quarterback. Let's take Malik Willis, for example. Malik Willis has great throw power, decent accuracy, and amazing speed across the board. Well, why is his overall not just out of this world? Because of his awareness. Madden had to lower his awareness to keep his overall in check. Well, you may find a quarterback that's like that he's across the board, he's a beast. He's got great throw power. He's got great speed across the board. He's decent accuracy, but his awareness is a C. You may want to draft that guy if his traits are good. Okay, that's a big thing, the traits. That's another massive thing. So I want you guys to start understanding what makes a quarterback a good quarterback. If I see he has strong elite throw power, I see that he has good awareness, I see he has good accuracy across the board. You could even look at his play action, but it's not a deal breaker. And then you see his 40-yard dash, you see his combine stuff, you look at his ratings and you see it's really good. That may be a really good quarterback. And don't hang your hat on development, because development seriously means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Perfect example, one of our rebuilds, we had two quarterbacks that were in the top 5. One's name was Andrew Espinoza. The other guy's name I don't remember and he was the first guy picked, and he had a hidden dev, and he looked really good, and he was like a 74 overall. Espinoza had a normal dev, but Espinoza was an 82 overall, okay? One guy had a superstar dev. The other guy had a normal dev, much higher ratings. That quarterback ended up winning a Super Bowl for his team, the guy with the normal dev, and ended up becoming an X-Factor, while the other guy did not. Okay? So development is only an added bonus. It's like the tight spiral trait. Is it going to win you Super Bowls? No. I've never heard of a quarterback say, well, because my quarterback had a tight spiral, I won us that Super Bowl. Absolutely not. Then how did Peyton Manning do it? Because his balls were about as squirrely gets. So that's what I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to break down what the quarterback is and start to guess what his archetype is. The second thing is I want you guys to truly let it marinate in your brain what makes a good quarterback a good quarterback. If you figure these things out along with using our traits list, you're going to be successful. There's no question about it. So the first thing I always do is I scout through each of these quarterbacks. I even go to some of the undrafted guys and I kind of look at them to see where we're at. So the first thing I'm looking at on the scouting report is I go all the way down to the bottom. What is his throw style? Because right now you can't change throw styles in Madden without it glitching out on you. And then, some guys can, probably others can't. Slow, elongated throwing motion. Already, I'm nervous of this guy. Okay, and then looking at his player notes, will take calculated risk as a passer. Remember, we have this on our site. We have the cheat sheet for you. That's ideal. That means he's ideal. Beautiful spiral, tight spiral, don't care. I don't look at that really that much. I just don't care. It's an added bonus, sure. Gets happy feet and feels non-existent pressure. Means he's paranoid and essential pressure. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Now, that sounds good, but it's not always good. It's better if they're a strong arm quarterback. But if they're an improviser or a scrambler, then you could have a problem if you're in simulation. You could be running to the outside, and your quarterback could then throw the ball away the minute any sign of pressure comes to him instead of running for the easy first down. That's frustrating. Now, if you're a user player, this doesn't really matter to you because of the fact that you're in control. Honestly, the awareness doesn't even matter. It's not going to make you throw better as a user. So it plays well within and outside the pocket. So what does that tell you right out of the gate? That tells you his actual play style, what makes up the fabric of who this Stanford quarterback is. So he's either an improviser or he's a scrambler. So if I'm looking for an improviser, I see that his archetype is an improviser. I want his ratings and his NFL combine to match what I'm seeing along with the traits that I already looked at. The next part is the skills. So immediately I go down and I see the throw power. If I'm on the scouting report, first thing I look at is his throwing motion. And then I look at the rest. If I'm on his physicals, the first thing I look at is his throw power. Because if his throw power isn't good, chances are you probably don't have a very good quarterback. Okay? And then the rest of it I look at and I see elite strength, solid speed, solid jumping, great COD, good agility, elite acceleration. Okay? So what I'm seeing from this guy is I'm seeing that he's a decent quarterback. A, awareness. He's got good accuracy across the board. You know, this guy's in the 70s. I can tell you that. His injury is a D to an F. If it's an F, it's an 80 overall. Okay, a little bit higher, then you start to go up from there. Same with the stamina. So that's something to take into consideration. If it's an A, if it's a great throw power, elite throw power, it's in the mid 90s. You could be a 94 or something like that. But that's what you want to kind of get your gauge on those different things there. Good throw power, he could be at around a 91 throw power, 92, kind of around that. So use that as a gauge. Good throw power starts getting, you know, decent. You start getting to the solid, and you could still hit the 90, but you start to just decrease as you go down. So that's something you need to understand. So I'm looking at this guy, and I'm seeing he's pretty good. But with as many quarterbacks as there is, I have the 3rd overall pick as the Houston Texans. Who do I want to pick up? That's like, this guy's a surefire deal. He's a beast. So his multi-angle quick motion, first thing I'm looking at. Next thing, abandons initial reads in favor of the check down. Means he's conservative. Could use some improvement at recognizing pressure. Means he's average. Don't care about the tight spiral, even though I do see it. Vast majority of his success comes while in the pocket. Strong arm. He's a pocket passing quarterback. Right there. I don't even have to look at his archetype, and I can already tell you. It can mean he's a field gen. Can mean that. But at least you know what type of quarterback you're looking for. So, if I see a strong arm quarterback, right, and then I see that he has good speed across the board, are you drafting that guy if he has good awareness too and his traits are good? Probably. That's probably a good indication that you should probably draft him, because a pocket passing quarterback, you don't expect to have legs. So you already know he has the elite throw power. He's got very good throw power. All right, I know it's in the mid 90s, 94 at the least. I haven't seen that with elite throw power. Usually see around 95 or above, but that's beautiful from what I'm seeing of this guy. B, awareness. All right, a little bit more scary there. However, his accuracy across the board, his play action under pressure is an A. Throwing a run, I don't expect that to be good. If it is good, he's even better than what I thought. So I'm seeing this guy is definitely in the 70s. I would guess mid 70s, just based upon the elite throw power. You see his strength also is elite. This guy's impressive. So next guy here, let's go Nickerson. Okay. Fast motion that emphasizes a high release. Not too bad. Advances initial reads for the favor of the check down. He's conservative. Gets rid of the ball at the first sign of pressure. Okay. He is trigger happy. This man is trigger happy in his sense of pressure. Do I mind it? No, but I'm seeing that strength, okay? I'm seeing that elite throw power. Right there. I know that this guy more than likely has a high overall. Okay, A to B, awareness. All right, so look at that strength as well, because that strength is going to tell you if he's got low strength and he's got high throw power, you're probably not going to get as high of an overall guy as you think. If you have that strength too, that's kind of an indication there where you're like, all right, I'm getting a guy who's actually a decently high overall quarterback here. Pretty good overall quarterback. This guy, I would guess, mid-70s. My guess. It could be a 74, but I would be shocked if he's anything less than that, because his breaks acts an A, added bonus, right? But I'm looking at the awareness, and I'm looking at the accuracy across the board too. And the other things are just added bonuses. His under pressure, okay? His short accuracy sucks, but his deep accuracy is amazing, which fits in that this guy's got a cannon, okay? He has got a cannon. All right, so these are the things I'm looking for. I like him. I do like Sanford. I like Kendrick, though, and I like these two guys the favorites. So far, I'm seeing here multi-angle, elite throw power. I don't love these guys' traits, but at the same point in time, I do love these guys. So we got a guy here, fast over the top motion, whether it's open or close, he's slinging it. That means he's aggressive. Pressure doesn't phase him because he doesn't know it's there. He's oblivious. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Plays well within and outside the pocket, so he's a field gen. So you're kind of looking at that. Good throw power, solid strength. He's a decent overall. I can tell you that right out of the gate. I would say he's probably around the 70s. It's just the guess there. His breaks at, he's got good trucking. Odd, But, you know, his 40-yard dash, you kind of compare the NFL Combine, compare it to what you're seeing on the ratings there. And I'm seeing okay. I'm seeing, you know, is he going to be my first choice? Not a shot in heck. And then we got Peralta here. So elongated motion with a quick release, not too terrible there. So let's look. We'll take calculated risk. He's ideal. Pressure doesn't phase him because he doesn't know it's there. He's oblivious. He's got good strength, great throw power, decent overall with his awareness. This would be my guess because of looking at the strength and then looking at the throw power there. I'm guessing Kendrick is a high overall, Nickerson's a high overall, and I'm guessing that McCann is okay and Peralta is he's a good overall. I think those three guys are the highest overalls right there. And then we got Palumbo here. What's Palumbo got for me? Slowly elongated throw motion. Already don't like this guy. Gets happy feet and feels non-existent. Pressure. Okay. I don't love that because he's paranoid. He's paranoid. Windows open or closed. He's aggressive. Already, I just don't like this guy. He's got good strength, elite throw power. Okay, he's a decent overall. Looking at that awareness, the accuracy across the board. His injury is a D, his stamina is an F, so his stamina is an 80. His injury is probably an 83. I don't know. Just guessing on that one, but it's not too much higher than that. So we got Byron here. What does Byron offer us? Let's look at him. Fast over the top throw style, abandons initial read, so he's conservative, stands tall in the pocket, always aware of pressure. That's ideal. Love that. Elite strength. Elite throw power. All right, so this guy's so far looking good. However, you see his awareness is a C. So his overalls, 70, I would guess, but I wouldn't guess that it's too high above the 70. Okay, just because of his awareness. If his awareness was an A with all of that accuracy, then this guy would be, he'd be a beast. He would be a higher overall quarterback. Okay, let's look over Sebastian here. 3/4 fast throwing style motion, gets happy feet, feels non-existent pressure. We'll take calculated risk as a passer. Okay, he's good across the board when it comes to his good throw style, great strength, his speed across the board is good. This guy's a decent user because you have legs with him. You're seeing that his awareness, you're seeing his accuracy and all that. This guy, if he had great throw power, he would be the king. I mean, he would be the guy that would just be, a very intense dude. I still think this guy's in the 70s. I think he has a hidden dev, if I'm just guessing. He's a beast. He's a good user. He's got a decent throw style. I do like this guy. There is no doubt about that, but I really just wish he had a better throw style. If I'm a user, I'm probably going to look to pick this guy up because his elite acceleration, good agility, so his agility is probably in the mid to low 80s, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit higher, but his speeds, I would guess above an 85 would be my guess. We only have a few guys left. We got Watkins here, fast prototypical throwing motion, marginal throw power, and this guy sucks. Fast prototypical, and then when I start getting lower, okay, so I'm seeing great, and I'm seeing good here. What do we got for skills? Oof, crapola. A lot of crap going on there. I'm seeing immediately the awareness. I'm seeing the deep accuracy. Is B, but everything else, not the greatest. And yeah, so you got the throw power, you got all that, but not very good. And then we got Dwight here. Let's see what we got. 3/4 quick motion. Let's check immediately this. Solid and decent strength. Everything else too, if you add up all the rest, he's okay. And then let's look at Darby real quick. Fast shot put style, 3/4 motion. Decent. All right, so those guys I'm not drafting. So I have multiple options of who I'm going to draft. I like Kendrick. I like Nickerson. McCann's okay. Peralta, I do like Peralta as well. Palumbo's not bad. So yeah, I mean, it would depend on who's going to be and how the quarterbacks are going to be here. So let's see who the Seahawks pick. They didn't draft the guy that I really wanted or the guys that I really wanted because I have it narrowed down. They also got Ferguson. So I'm looking at where I could possibly draft another guy and pick 8. Okay, so if I don't get a guy, there's 4 picks left. Chances are quarterback is going to get picked. And these quarterbacks, they have the good things and then the bad things. There's things that I like, and then there's things that I don't like. This guy's short accuracy, I can work on the short accuracy over time, kind of make him a field general, kind of upgrade that package. I can work on that, but I still see the quarterbacks that I like: Kendrick, Nickerson, Peralta, and Palumbo. These guys are all good. So I would just take a quick look at them, look at their throwing motion first thing. Could use some improvement at recognizing pressure. He's average. He's conservative. Okay. Elite, decent across the board there. You know, his 40-yard dash, this guy's a strong-arm quarterback, so he's not expected to be that good. We got Kevin as well. Fast motion that emphasizes hard release. Gets rid of the ball at the first sign of pressure. He's conservative. That's a little bit worse than Kendrick here, because his could use some improvement at recognizing pressure. So I like that a little bit more. Kendrick's the guy that I'm leaning towards out of these two guys. And let me check Peralta here. Either way, you could win Super Bowls with all these guys. Elongated motion with a quick release. Not my favorite. Pressure doesn't phase him because he doesn't know it's there. Definitely not the guy I'm going to pick first. And then let's look at the old Palumbo. I like the name Palumbo. Slow elongated throw motion. All right. So I made my decision. I'm going with Kendrick right out of the gate. And they have him with the -1 going down, the arrows, -1 going down. But I like Kendrick, man. There's some things that piss me off about him. I wish he was aggressive in his forces passes. Conservative. Can I still win with it? Sure. I can win with it. I'm just going to quickly look over everything again. Elite, strength, solid on his COD, solid on his jumping, marginal on the speed. Don't really expect too much. Acceleration, good. I'm looking at his 40-yard I'm looking at his NFL combine. I'm seeing the 3-cone drill. He's 11th. 20-yard shuttle, not very good. 16th. 40-yard dash, not very good. His bench press, he's strong as an ox for a quarterback, 22 reps. It's ridiculous. I'm seeing the B awareness, but I'm seeing A play action, A under pressure. So even though it's B awareness, this guy has other things like that. Play action, that under pressure. I'm going to go with this guy. I'm going with Kendrick here. Normal dev, I'm not even worried about it because I know I got a quarterback who's a pretty solid quarterback. And we'll see at the very end. I know he is. I don't even have to guess. All right, let's take a look at our draft class here. I took a lot of time to draft these guys. I wanted to obviously, not go quickly in this one because I want to show you guys the importance of drafting in this. The quarterback we got is a 76 overall. Now, I'm curious to see 73 overall with Sanford. Oh, my Lord, you guys. He's probably a hidden dev, too, but doesn't matter to me. I don't care if he's a hidden dev. Even if he's an X-Factor, I still don't care because my guy's going to get up higher than this guy. He's ideal. He's paranoid. We already knew that. But let's look at his ratings really quick. Throw power's a 91. Not terrible, but for the first overall pick, I think he screwed up. 76, and then Nickerson was a 76. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I mean, I can't say that we missed out on anyone. I think this was a great draft. We really did well in that category. I want to look at the other quarterbacks. Peralta is a 75, so that's kind of a deal that you can look at and say, all right, maybe I'll go with a guy like this in the future, but there was nothing that I looked at him and said, well, this is the guy I need to pick up over the other guy. I just, I like the other guy. I like him more. And even if I got this guy, he's a normal dev. So I think Kendrick can do very, very well. And he's still a higher overall than him. Palumbo, 74. This was a really good quarterback class. I mean, everyone walked away with a really good quarterback. Evans, 72, Scrambler. McCann, 71. This was amazing quarterback class. You're not typically going to come across a quarterback class like this. With ours, we ended up getting McCann. I saw him, and I was like, dude, got to get this guy. Hidden dev. We ended up getting this left guard in the second round. And this is why we tell you guys to work in the interior line, because this guy's starting right out of the gate for our team. Our other lineman, this guy we got in the 5th round, is still starting on this unit. No question about it. And then we ended up seeing this Ronald Harris, and there's only one time to look at the green arrows, and that's when you're in the late rounds. If you see the green arrows going up by 100 points, 50 points, you got to go look at the guy. That's the only time, not when it's talking the top 5 picks. Okay, so I don't want to confuse people, but there are times to look at things. But Kellum, he was just sitting there chilling, and I was like, all right, this is perfect. So we only got 167. Good wide receiver here. Great tight end. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a good draft, and hopefully this helps you guys, and you guys can be successful after this.
I'm in a hearse on. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No, not